Hello boys, and welcome back to my Pokémon Shield DLC run of trying to do our stuff, and this has kind of just turned into a catch-all legendary playthrough. In the last episode, we finally completed that special expedition, or the main quest of this area, gotten Calyrex, and from there we're kind of just stuck doing some other things right now, so now what we're going to do is go straight to all of the ruins and do the stuff in front of them. So let's actually go through all of these. Let the rain of piercing outweigh the giant of steel. Each of these have a little bit of a puzzles you have to do. This one's actually the most annoying for most people, but it's actually pretty simple. You just get off of your bike here in a minute. Hang on. If I can find how to do that. Ah. I forgot how to do this. There we go. You have to whistle in front of the door to get it to open. This one, like I said, is straightforward to one of the weirdest ones. So for each of these, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to hit all of these as quickly as possible. And that'll trigger a pattern to appear, which says something changed in the air. Between each of these, we will be dropping a safety save just in case we mess up. And do you want to check it out? Yes, indeed. We're not going to be using quick balls on these anymore because I've pretty much given up the factor of using quick balls to catch these. So all of these are going to be actually done with normal strategies now. First off, we're going to start off with Psycho Cut and to the Fire Wave. Well, actually, normally I kind of just go for Thunder Wave away, but I'm deciding to do this. And so each of these Pokemon have different effects that they'll try and use on you. They also have other different things that they could use to help out. Registeel has the problem of being just straight up annoying. He doesn't have any good stat moves that make him strong. It's just that he's annoying because he's a steel type, so he takes less damage from almost everything. As such, that False Swipe is not really doing much. I'm actually gonna use one of my weaker attacks with the best that is hopefully at least somewhat effective to try and get him down. It's kind of annoying. So Registeel likes to use lots of beam combinations as well as other stuff. If I had known he had that before, I would have just gone for a water beam right now, but then things kind of happened. Okay, I'll play it safe and just use Ice Beam for now. Okay, you know what? I think I could just end it right there. If we really need to, we could maybe use a side hat or other stuff, but we'll give it one more beam and then we're kind of just gonna go through and try and catch it. Okay, good. It got it to red. As it is a steel type, it does no iron defense. From the looks of it, it does not have any good moves to block us, so we're just using our setup to get ready and then catching it. And I'm doing this is because going through a quick ball animation and then potentially having it fail is just a really big waste of time in my opinion, and I'd much rather get it done instantly instead. Now, good news is because it's full on defensive, it's not really the best at damaging us, so we're kind of just gonna throw balls at it and hope for the best. And I did fix my Ultra Ball problem. I used almost all of my money I had to get that, so if we get really unlucky, we may have to do something different, but hopefully we can just do different stuff. Since all these guys are in a cave, I could potentially use Dust Balls instead of regular balls to catch them, but I don't have a lot of them, so I'm kind of sticking with Ultra Balls, which is the thing I've had before. Yeah. None of these are going to be cut out, so if you see a fail, you're gonna see it live. I doubt I'll ever fail by losing literally every single one of my Pokemon, because I feel like at that point it'd be kind of silly. In case you're wondering why Glade has an Everstone, I'll kind of tell you exactly why later once we get done with this battle. Fortunately, there is one that does force us to do a little bit of a catching. Okay, so that's not gonna get done much, so... yeah, I'm just gonna keep on throwing Ultra Balls at it. Someday, one of these is gonna catch them. These are kind of the mixed Pokemon where, because of how low their catch rate is, you're either gonna catch them right away, or you could take many tries to catch them. This is one of those attempts. That's probably his biggest move there. I don't know. So, thankfully you won't have to worry too much about not seeing certain Pokemon, so if anybody was worried that we wouldn't have a different Pokemon, you will get to see Calyrex, probably, in a playthrough. However, it's not going to be used for his moves, it's going to be used for a completely different purpose, and you'll probably know why. It's literally going to be used just as another body to protect on the damage. Which is also the same reason why I usually have Zemensta in the party, because Zemensta has a ton of defense overall, so he could survive a lot longer than other characters. So anyways, yeah. So you are going to see Calyrex for just a little bit here, but other than that, you probably won't see him for very long, since I'm just going to be throwing balls until they get in. I don't know. So I did actually miss a couple of things on my bonus episode. So as a bonus episode for the DLC, I'm going to actually add a special surprise to that. And I'll kind of show you what that is later once we get back. But before we do that, we have to get back to the league, even, to get near that. Okay. Let's see here. As funny as this attempt is, I'm not sure if I like this a lot. Watch, I'm gonna say that and I'm gonna immediately catch it here, because that's just the way it works. Let's see here. I want to try and save balls now, so I don't have to to League of it early to get more money, because I'm already out of very low money. Okay, you know what? I am gonna reset now. So, I'm gonna do a couple of purpose resets here because, just because, hang on. I'm just gonna, because, my Ultra Balls are not quite as limited as our stuff. So, since we didn't, really catch him within a decent time, I'll consider that a fail attempt, and that means we have to go all the way back to the beginning of the area. Thankfully, because we triggered the setup, we can just go straight back into the fight. So, anyway, let's try this again, but hopefully this time get lucky enough. Like I said, this is a Pokemon you either catch right away, or sometimes it takes forever to catch. I doubt we'll ever catch it with a Quit Ball, so we're just gonna go straight for Thunder Wave. And then this time we'll use our other Pokemon and our defensive Pokemon a bit early, so I can save Glade for maybe another counter, and then go straight for our Water type instead. Okay, wait. So we'll start with a switch to the S tier. Use one Snipe Shot to get its HP down, and then use Ice Beam to set it to red. Hopefully it doesn't get destroyed here. I forget if it has enough defense to survive this or not. Okay, good. That This is a Pokemon where you want to have a sort of a special attack to deal a lot of damage to it. And yes, the old strategy, if you don't have a full swipe, you have to do more of a mixed strategy where you start using not very effective moves when you get to a certain point. So anyways, now we've done all that, we're going to go back into the ball catching. This time a little bit quicker than usual. I think my idea is to get them in about 10 balls, maybe less, I don't know. It's hard to know. And I haven't really talked about much. All of the Pokeballs have their own unique multipliers. The Pokeball does not have any multipliers to it, which is why we're not using those, because that would just make it take even longer. Using an Ultra Ball doubles the chance that you will catch it. Not necessarily full double, but based off of the rate. So, I mentioned before that some Pokemon have a 3 out of 255 chance of catching or whatever. So, if we use a setup that gets it to like around 12 or 15 out of 25 catch rate, and then double that, that's 30. So we would have around, kind of mixed. It'd probably be just less than 1% chance or so to catch it. I don't know. I forget. I'm just gonna say it's around like 12 or 15 or whatever. Since most of these legendaries have a catch rate of 3, which means they... And when you're just throwing balls, they only have a 3 out of 255 chance of any in. But other than that, I'm not gonna say much else here. This is actually one of the easier Pokemon to get down. I'm just getting really unlucky with not getting a good ball at all. It's kind of annoying. Obviously, since it's rare, it's very unlikely that we'll get a critical catch. So, like, there is a critical catch effect you can get, but it's not really likely to get it against Legends. That's 2 fakes outs now, where it's shaken 3 times and then just gotten out. Those are my least favorite. If we could at least catch it sooner than later this time. Yeah, so you either take forever to catch these, or you get them like almost immediately out of nowhere. I think Zapdos and our stuff. I know Zapdos, or maybe one of the other ones, I caught on my first ball that I threw after doing the setup. So it is definitely possible for that to happen. It's just very unlikely. No, that's dumb. Because to set up to be another potential failed attempt, I'm going to make this line a little bit more interesting, therefore. I'm going to go to like 20 balls and then maybe stop and hope for a lot. Also, because I don't want to retry, I will probably use other stuff if we need to. Okay, I'm still at 45. I might go down to 37 this time. My goodness, this guy is a jerk. Does not want to get in the ball at all. This is similar to how the Ice Gun, or what am I talking about, Article finally gets in. Is around the same amount of balls, only this time when I got to my last one, he actually got in finally. Jeez Louise, that took way too long. Hopefully we can get some better stuff here. I am going to add each of these to my party because I actually required them for a secret setup. So I would normally set out the best to save time. I'm going to do this first instead. But a ring of piercing out a Registeel. When I whistled before the door, it opened and I found Registeel. Oi, Peony here. Haven't hurt yourself or anything, have you? Come again? You've got to met the giant Registeel? Yeah, smashing work, Chief. Now take that energy and go catch the others. Keep up the good work. Nice. Alright. Now, before the end of this, there is one thing I do want to do. Before I do the setup, I'm going to show you a setup that I did not do the last time. So, it'll be like its own video or something. Why did I do that? So the first two videos will be normal stuff, but then if things don't happen, I'll just do something else. I don't know. I'll just show you proof. Failed my pay. I have not as much money as I would like. Actually, now I think of it, I still have plenty of money. I should be fine for a while yet, but it is definitely getting a little bit more risky. I keep getting used to some of these things where we have to fly or whatever. So now we have to get a Cryogonal and add it to our party. Except this weather is sunny, so that can't work in this particular zone. Yeah, I didn't expect this to appear here. What we need is an area where the weather is hailing, not when it's sunny like this. Because of that, that changed the Pokemon encounter a bit. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch areas a bit. Yes, it seems really dumb, but this one of those legendaries literally requires a Cryogonal to do it, and because we got the wrong weather, I'm not sure if we can even get it. It only appears in blizzarding weather, and right now it's not as usually it does this often enough, but in this one, for some reason, it's not doing that. It's really dumb because I'm gonna have to keep this the entire way through. Well, actually, wait. Well, before that, I have a another Reggie area called the I.C's version. I'm kidding. I mean, I meant to say there's another Reggie area. I forgot where it is, though, so I'm gonna actually have to go to my legendary clue first to figure that out. On legendary clue 2 here. Into the Giant's Head. Oh, yeah, that's right. Right here. Oh, so it's right near this area. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit annoyed because of other stuff. I don't know. Already got a Leafeon. Now, he was doing some Pokemon catchy while I was away, though I'm not sure if that was one of the Pokemon I've gotten. In case you're wondering what I'm even talking about, there is a literal door that requires Cryogonal to access. Okay, I'm in the correct area, but I have to go very deep into it in order to actually find the giants proper. Ah, I don't want to run into you right now. Working to these areas could potentially take a while, so on second thought, let's just up there with the magic of yeah, editing. Hello guys, as you see, we are back at the setup, and you're probably wondering why Glade even has an Everstone in the first place. It's for this door right here. You need a Everstone in order to even open it, which is kind of awkward. So, I don't like that, so I'm kind of just doing our stuff. Did the first Pokemon hold a never-changing stone? All you do is expect it from there and the door opens. It's pretty straightforward, actually. Then we trigger all of these to trigger the stone to appear. Something changed in the air. Then we just go for our stuff. Now, Regirock is kind of weak in terms of special defense, so any attack I use against it will just KO it. So I'm gonna use a mix of Cycle Cut and other stuff to lower its attack. And keep on doing a lot of stuff on accident. I wanted to save instead. And we're putting each of these guys into our party for one specific reason, so I'll tell you what that reason is later. I'll actually do the same thing with the other legendaries as well. Yes. Okay. So now we face another legendary. This one a little bit more aggressive and annoying. Known as Regirock. Again, not likely that we catch it with the Hour Balls, so we're just going to weaken it to red as fast as we can. This one a lot more powerful than the previous one that came before it. For one, it has easy water type resisting, a couple of other stuff, and some other problems that it can use to make things a bit more annoying. And yes, as long as I had an Everstone up to this point, the door will open. I could actually get rid of the Everstone at any point to use the normal type move, but right now I won't do it because right now my moves won't even do anything otherwise. So we're just gonna spam Cycle Cut here until we get close to red, and then that'll be it. Now, Reggie does have a stat boosty move, except just like our friend Registeel did, but he has less defense, and that's a reset. I think that's the first time in a while that I've had that happen. So that happened because a critical hit appeared. We'd like to have that a lot earlier, ideally, but for some reason it happened sooner than later. Okay, I'm gonna actually do the speed strategy then, if it's gonna go like that. And you know what, I am just gonna kind of Ultra Ball these guys down as fast as I can. So, anyway, back to this again. And no, you can't necessarily Master Ball every single one of these. Because if you are able to do that, it would be kind of silly. There is a couple specific ones that I might finally Master Ball, but otherwise, I'm just gonna start by going for a Thunder Wave, switch to our main starter again. We'll get rid of the other Pokemon for each of the Regis. And we'll keep on doing that until we, oh, hang on. I need to switch to Best here to use Ice Beam, because his boost with his other move will probably take out the opponent, but we can use Ice Beam for an easy, quick attack. And then use some of the weaker moves to maybe do some other stuff. Oh wow, that doesn't even super affect it, never mind then. Okay, we still need one more move, so we'll make the second move U-turn. Oh my! That was close. If we get back to Glade ever in the next set of turns, we can use a potential other setup, but it might already be on 1 HP for all we care. If so, that's good. I forget if this one has a move that attacks us for our stuff. That one doesn't inherit it. All it does is lowers its speed. If that ever happens, then we may have to use something different. But anyways, don't want to damage anymore, so just Ultra Ball away now. Okay, that's just a regular stab move. That also has a high tendency to critical hit. Crazy how that's supposed to be one of the most powerful moves, and yet it did like nothing to him. So it likes to use lots of fighting types, rock type moves, and a mix of other stuff. Alright. And yes, in case you're wondering why I was so angry at the other setup is, I'm pretty sure that Cryogonal will only appear during a blizzard, and I cannot find it in this area that I wanted it to be at, which is around that area. When Cryogonal, I mean, when it's sunny for some reason. And it's kind of annoying because I went through catching up the other stuff, and I never thought of Cryogonal at the point. Well, I don't know. Maybe I already got it. I'll have to check that, I guess. In case you're wondering, yes, I did catch a bunch of Pokemon all off screen, especially ones in this particular area, the Crown Tundra, which is why I probably have, once I check, the box is probably a lot bigger than last time. Okay, so Hammer Arm is the one we don't want to see, and it crit, that's why it did so much damage, goodness. Crits ignore your defense stat boost, so that's why it does a lot. Okay, we'll just catch it here then. Alright. Well, I don't want to waste this opportunity, so we'll go ahead and show us catching the other thing. Oh, wait, what? Learned something. Oh, Close Combat is way better than Revenge. Let's go for that. Close Combat is a really good move. We could use that potentially on him to do some stuff. Okay, we are going to add this to our party, swapping out. I guess we could just conveniently swap out Zemensta here. Send the Pokemon to the box as it is. Alright. Found the first legendary Regirock. Hey, sweet peony, you were looking out for yourself, Chi. Come again, you met the rock giant Regirock? Ah, smashing job, Chi. Now time to look into the other giants. Keep up the girl arc. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of time to do stuff and just do some other dumb things, so... yeah, I'll kind of just be right back in a minute. Okay, you guys, you're probably wondering what I'm doing in here and the setup, and you're probably gonna say, Timmy, what are you doing in the regular mode? Isn't this not part of a setup? Isn't this supposed to be something that's not supposed to be done? Well, here's why I came into here. Because the in-game weather is determined on the date, there's only one way we can get this to make the setup work. First, we have to turn the sync off. Then we have to change the day manually down a series of J's. Select OK. Make sure when you're doing this to not do this regularly, because if you do it at certain times, that'll mess with the game setup and it'll permanently trigger like a save reset or something. But anyways, you want to make sure the date just goes down a couple of stuff since that determines whether, and you can always just fix it later. And then from there, you kind of just want to reset your game and go back into this. And if done correctly, you can potentially get different weather. Again, I'm just so used to seeing blizzards in this area that I got really surprised when it was sunny here for some reason. This area hails like basically 90% of the time, and now just to fix this, all I have to do is go into here. And there, now you can see the lever has been normalized. So, for some dumb reason, the diagonal only spawns during either regular snow or hail, and I forget which. So in order to trigger that, you have to do this, and there's a diagonal. So we're gonna go ahead and encounter it and just go for a quick ball strat, as with all the others. Now, because it's an Ice-type Pokemon, hailing will not actually allow it to do anything. So, in other words, it won't take damage from the hail, so we don't have to worry about that at least. And of course, Classic, it's not gonna let us catch that easily. It is not an evolution Pokemon, but it's also not a weak Pokemon, so it's not easy to catch by any means. Alright. Darn it. Okay, I'm gonna use Thunder Wave. So again, part of the reason why I did all of this was just to catch this diagonal, but for some reason it decided not to hail. It's very rare that it does a different weather, and I find that to be a little bit annoying. Okay, now one more false swipe to bring down its HP, and we shouldn't need anything else. If it actually ends up being the Pokemon that I mentioned earlier, where it's like, if it is actually one of those 3% balls, that'll be kind of annoying. I don't even know if if it's nighttime or not. I might use the dust balls in the cave though the next time, see if one of those catches it. And yes, I don't want to deal with this longer than I need to, so I'm just gonna kind of throw balls at you early, see if that works out. The way it's going, it looks like it could easily do other stuff. And apparently this one has Solar Beam. I didn't even know these guys could learn Solar Beam here. Sometimes the stuff you learn. Okay, this might be one of those percent catches that I mentioned. Obviously don't want to alter all this. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know. It may actually be one of those 3% catches. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to quickly false swipe it down here. Get it as low as it possibly can go. And actually probably use a heal here to make it go for a little bit longer before he dies. Because I don't want to necessarily sack him off this early. So we're gonna heal up and just spam that to get him down to 1 HP and then try again. Because it being at 1 HP does actually slightly affect the catch rate, so we are going to try and do that. Could have been done in 2 false swipes, potentially, but it raises its defense to the max, so now it's kind of taking a lot longer. Okay, that should be good enough. When it's like that, it's almost certainly at 1 HP, but we don't know if it's at 2 or 1 necessarily. It's just really likely for it to be like that. Wow, the moment we do that, instant catch all of a sudden, out of nowhere. You know what? I am probably going to start trying to go for the 1 HP strategies on some of these guys. Because that does actually make a big difference. Okay, so we finally got it. Took a lot longer than it needed to. So we have to add that to our party to continue on to the next area. We can't swap it out for the other Pokemon either, so we're going to go ahead and... Yeah, Regirock was at 3 HP exactly. That's... I was there. And we'll see. Now let's figure out how low he was. Okay, he was 1, so yeah, that was a slightly increased catch rate. Regirock was stuck at 3 though, unfortunately. But anyways, head back to this area. Examine the door with Caragonal as the lead Pokemon, which means I have to swap you out for that. Together with a living Crystal of So. And that triggers that. I guess I should probably go ahead and use my dark setup. Since this counts as a cave, it'll more than likely give the effect of when I use dust balls, they'll be 5 times as effective. Yeah, it seems kind of weird, but dust balls are actually the best ball in the new Pokemon games. They actually give a 5 times multiplier compared to the 2 times multiplier of the Ultra Ball. You get more of those easily, but dust balls, not so much. It's kind of weird. So, you know what? When I go to the next setup, I'll make this as a challenge just for fun, but before I go to the next part, I'll actually try and find and show you guys how to get dust balls. So we can maybe catch some other legendaries in a similar way. Because I am kind of tired of just throwing Ultra Balls and having it break out every other ball. So I think I'm going to do the full setup with this one. Okay. Now it's actually triggered us. So triggering all of that spawns the Giant of Ice, Regice, into the area. Something changed in the air. We wait until that to save, just so we can go straight to the setup. Alright. Now, all these Regis, or at least the original trio, have a lot of defense in this. Okay, I'm just gonna do the false type aggressive strategy here. Because they're probably gonna use defensive Fs at some point. This might do more damage. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. That's probably its iconic attack there. The ability to just use Ice Beam like that. I don't know. Usually I do Thunder Wave first in case it dies. As my Glade is slower and other stuff, but I kind of changed it based off of other stuff. Okay, I don't want him to die necessarily this early. We're gonna use a full restore here. And a full heal next if we get ice frozen. We can be potentially frozen. I don't know. I'll just use a full restore if that happens. Oh, this one lowers his speed. Well, that won't matter with Thunder Wave equipped, since Thunder Wave just makes it so anyways. This time I am doing the full setup, so I need to make sure I attack. Okay, so it's more special defensive, whereas the other two were more defensive. False Swipe is a physical move, so it should go for that easily, no problem. And that'll set it at 1 HP, more than likely. Hopefully that's good. Because if it is actually off by 3 again, that'll be a bit annoying. So, if I'm correct, then this area technically counts as a dark area. Or at least that's what it does in other games. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a Dust Ball, because that should give it its 5 times effect to this. And those will be the first things we use this time. And yes, they have a 5 times multiplier in this game. And I may as well show you where to get them at some point. But anyways, not that one. Obviously, you'll probably still need more than that, since there's lots of... They'll probably ray out most of the time anyways. Okay, nice. Free paralyzation. While sleep does prevent them from attacking, they'll eventually wake up after a little bit, so I prefer to use that instead. Now, because these are legendaries, they'll still take a really odd time to catch. This 1 HP is just one of many things that makes it easier. Alright. Now let's see here. If it's all ice, we need something that resists that. Well, actually, now I think of it, I could just use Calyx here. He's resistant enough to where he can probably take most of the hits here, because I made him an ice type. And I think ice types resist each other, as far as I know. Could be wrong. So again, you're gonna see Calyx for a little bit here. But not for the exact ability. Oh, wow, it has Zap Cannon. I didn't know it had that. Okay, if it uses that a couple of times, I may have to start doing other stuff. And yes, it's an ice type. Why would it have Zap Cannon? That actually confuses me a little bit. So pretty much any time it uses, the ice-type moves, it won't be bad. But if he uses Zap Cannon again, I think I'll straight up have to heal. Now, Zap Cannon can miss as well. Yeah, okay, there we go. It is not very effective. Right. My goodness, I have even more setup on this than the other Giants, and it's taking just as hard as Registeel to catch. Oh, I just realized I forgot that didn't do as much damage. That attack he hit me with was also a critical hit, because of course it has to be. So it was, if he got a crit, that's when I need to heal. Alright. Still going through stuff. It is a weird trick you could do with Calyrex, but I can't actually do that yet with a full party, so I'm kind of just waiting. I think less than 100 HP, I'll just straight up heal him. So right there, I think a crit will kill me. So now we're gonna actually heal. I know you could skip healing by just straight up going for other stuff, but I prefer to have this. I was able to even hit Tri-Silent Owls. That pattern usually misses frequently. It's like a 70% accurate move or something in other games. I'm not sure if they improved it here. Yeah. Classic. This one is the best setup, and I didn't see how many balls I had before that. I think I was at 37 before. I'm down 19. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'll do these 2 tries, and then I'll straight up be resetting to try and get better luck. Wow. I think Ice Potatoes are on. Like I said, you either get these guys right away, or you take forever to catch them because the game just decides you can't catch them for, like, who knows how long. Alright. Screw this. We're restarting this now. So that was way too many balls wasted. So for the safety of for the sake of not wasting so many balls, we're gonna restart that entire battle from the beginning, call that a failed attempt, and hopefully actually get the setup the second time. We'll do the exact same thing we did before, except hopefully we just catch it. That's the idea. So back into the battle we go. And I could do something different, yes. I'm just doing this on purpose because I want to save balls for some of the other Regis, since I will not be using any Master Balls until much later. If anything, I'm going to probably use them on other Legendaries once I get done with all the others. And I'm still not using a Equip Ball. At 3 out of 255, it's already not very likely to catch, so it's better to just go for the setup on these guys. If you did actually go for the quick spell strategy on these, it could take up to 20 possible resets or more to get this. Alright. Right, I forgot. I used Glade Psycho Cut to do most of the damage, so we'll use one of those and then I guess 3 of those Ice Facts to do stuff. And I will be using a heal if we need to. So because it has Zap Cannon, I'm gonna just use a max heal early. Max potion, rather. Jeez. Alright. Okay, now it should be good, and now we can begin catching it. Again, since this area technically counts as a cave, Juff's balls should hopefully have their multiplier. Now, Quick Ball technically does have a better multiplier than that, but, yeah. It should still have them. There. Well, they don't have necessarily the highest multiplier, but they are better to use overall than Sir All's. At least they seem to work in caves, as far as I know. It doesn't really change any effects, though, that this does our stat. Okay, this is the first time this one shook at least more than once. I'm gonna use some of the Regis to block stuff and then use Calyx again. Why I have so many Pokeballs, I honestly don't know. I could honestly go for those and maybe that would catch it, but I have a different reason for wanting those. There goes the first fake. It's classic for it to do at least a couple of fakes there. Regirock was a lot quicker than these other ones. Actually, wait, it's at 31 last I checked. Alright, never mind. So this one is a little bit different. I still feel like I did use 20 plus balls on these, and none of them caught it. So hopefully we get better luck here. As the time is way lower, we only have time for one more attack. I could potentially just pause until I get to it, but that would be kind of silly. Again, in all these videos, unless absolutely necessary, I don't like cutting out stuff at all. Usually. But sometimes I might have to. But because it's 31, that means I've only just started using balls on it. So I guess I'll go down to like 10 this time. A lot of these annoying fails are quick ball shakes where it doesn't even shake. It's completely random how many times it shakes, by the way. Since the numbers are completely random, it shakes completely randomly when it fails, so you don't know if it's gonna be a fake or not. Alright. My goodness, all these instant breakouts are just getting annoying. Because I don't want to waste too much time, I'm just gonna keep on going until this catches it, just so we don't have to deal with other stuff. I'm just trying to go as fast as possible. It doesn't help that, not getting a good setup here. If you do take too long to take out these guys, if they have a lot of less move spots to use, then after a certain amount of turns, they'll just struggle their way to death. And that is a no typing move in this game, so it would basically mean they're deaf. Though I don't know if that happens. I've heard reports saying sometimes the times while Pokemon straight up have infinite access to all of their moves and never run out of them. But in other games, they can run out of them. Though I'm not quite sure what the stats are in this game, so I'm kind of just going through the stuff and hoping for the best. There we go, finally. I didn't even check how many balls that was, but Regice was being a troll, and that's all I cared about. Ugh. Very annoying. I'm still not gonna go to anything until later. Alright. Now we can finally swap out this Crag. No, we no longer need it anymore for the other Registeel. When I gave my Pokemon an Everstone to hold, the door opened and I found Regirock. When I took a Cryonail from its Pokeball and had it walk with me, the door opened and I found Regice. Alright. Hey, Piani here. Enjoy your adventures? Come again, you've got to meet the giant Regice. Ah, smash your teeth. Now crack on with those other giants. Keep on the good work. Well, right now I have some stuff to do, so, hang on, let me get out to the other area. I think we took quite a while to get through that. Again, these are random, so they could take a random amount of time to do. So, anyways, with that in mind, I'm gonna leave. I hope you guys leave a like if you enjoyed this. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot to say. Now I'll leave a like, enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.